All right, welcome once again to Zilla Perspectives. Of course, I'm your host, B Zilla, PDX officially. And we have an interesting story for you, reaction today. And I'm going to give a little bit of commentary and my thoughts on this as well. But we have a couple of videos that came across TikTok. And this particular individual is giving you requirements on dating her. And I guess she is the one that says she is the table and she is the prize. And any man would be lucky to serve her. Without further ado, let's hear what she has to say, and I'll come back and give my thoughts on it.
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me, a single mom of 3 kids. Number 1 is that you need to be making at least $130K a year, and you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make $130K or more, then you are out of my fucking league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make $50K a year? Second is I don't date men that are younger than me because for obvious reasons. So if you are 26 and over, then you qualify. 26 to 35 is the age limit. Okay, I feel like 35 is pushing it because they look old as fuck already. Oh, I'm 26, I'm a baby, so yeah. You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. Oh, I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you, I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're going to be dating me. Another requirement is that you have to have a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. Have to get a home that has 6 rooms because each of my kids have to be in their own room. So you have to be considerate. Purchase a house that has 6 rooms because that's only common sense. And if you cannot meet those requirements, then you're not the fucking one. Last requirement is that it has to be pink. If it's not pink, no. Pink and brown go together. Pink and brown, like what? Duvalin, you know?
Okay, so first off, for those who didn't understand the last reference, pink and brown means that she is not looking for one of her own, so not a fellow Latino. And she most definitely is not looking for a black man, of course, unless that makes you a football player, like Travis Hunter. Or because, when people like this say pink and you hear people like this that look like this say people aren't their type that are typically dark skinned, because you're not their type. And their type, just like she said, pink. Unless, of course, you're the number 1 draft pick of the NFL. But it's important to understand the psyche of a lot of the, especially the immigrant tethered groups in America, because they come here, and she's talking about brown. They like to get in front of public spaces, or especially black folks, and then start identifying ethnically. But generally speaking, and especially with Mexicans, have always sought to be identified as white. That was what they wanted out of America and how to be regarded in the first place. So this minority coalition, black and brown, and yes, brown is a convenience for her. Black is an everyday thing for us. We ain't the same, number 1. So black men are excluded from what she's looking for in the first place. I would assume she would change her tune if you were a baller. But also the other thing that she said, for all of the people who might watch this broadcast and you want to be interested in something like this, let me tell you something. She's 26 and she referred to herself as a baby with 3 children. So first thing that you need to point out is with all of her demands are a little delusional. And I'm sure somebody might just be saying right now, what do you mean delusional? She has 3 children by other men or another man. Where is that child's father or children's fathers? And why is the requirement different now than it was for them? Because you're a single mother. So if the requirement was the same for the previous gentleman, then there would still be some residuals left over because those were the kind of men you procreated. So when y'all see people get up here and start talking like this is really trying to use the leverage of her looks, which are running out. And truth be told, you're 26. And what she said is, oh, anybody over 35, they're already starting to look old. Yeah, because she's referring to white men. But ma'am, you are 26. Do you believe you look young? Maybe you do. But all three of your kids show on your face. If you didn't know. So that's a lot of baggage and bad decision making. So right now you've already made yourself a liability. With all the things the man can possess, what is he picking up as long other than 3 bills and your children? And what kind of credit do you have? I hear all the things that he needs to have, which tells me you have much of nothing. He needs an SUV. Why don't you have an SUV now? Again, these are the requirements to date you. So didn't the previous guy have that? So there's no car left over from the last guy's. There's no house left over from that. There's no property left over for them. None of that. But now she's asking for that after 3 children. If you want to be a stepdaddy to this, you're a fool. And if you don't believe me, well, she doubles down on her idiocracy even more so. And the entitlement, seeing past her own failures or mistakes is unreal. Here's some more.
As a single mom of 3 kids, I will not be dating men that have kids. You guys are not to be taken seriously. Nobody wants you because your baby mama left you for a reason. If you are not licking the fucking floor that I walk on, you are not going to be with me. Like, my standards are so much more higher now than before I had kids, which is fucking insane. So if you want to be with me, you're going to have to be a stepdad of 3 kids. I have 2 boys and a little girl, and my kids are fucking bad. I know what comes with dating somebody with kids, and I don't fucking want it. I don't want none of the drama. I don't give a fuck about your baby mama. If you're gonna be a stepdad, you are gonna have to pay for some of my kids' things. Like, if you want to take that role of a stepfather, you have to pay for some of their things. There's just no way that you're just gonna be my partner and not a father figure for them, you know? A lot of you may ask yourself, what are you gonna bring to the table, Lindsay? What are you gonna... My fucking love and affection, bitch, and my fucking time. Like, that's what I'm gonna bring to the fucking table. You're gonna fucking be with me because you love me, not because you have to use me for your benefit. Like, I am traumatized, okay? So, you either love the fuck out of me and of my kids, or you're just not gonna fucking be with me at all.
You know, I mentioned it before, and I have to say this again. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, and crack did a hell of a number on certain communities in the 90s. And a lot of those children of the 90s are your baby mothers of 2025 with lists of demands that sound so extremely irrational. So what she does do is admit to being a failure in her own decisions. No one, and I'm glad she doesn't actually blame anybody. I'm sure that there's probably, if you got in and went down that road in conversation, a lot of blame is going to start going elsewhere. But what she's telling you is these are the standards she has now after being 3 times used. But she didn't have this standard to be used 3 times. What man in his right mind of any type of means would hitch his wagon to a disciplinary problem in first a woman and her admittedly unruly children. It's not a benefit to any man. And sex could cost you anywhere from $300 to $1,000 if it's that serious. Go get you a high-paying escort and call it a day. Because having a relationship with an individual like this, it's not no happiness. And some of these people are like, all you want to do is have sex. If that's all you are looking to do, number one, don't do it with her. Like I say, go mess with a professional. Somebody who ain't got to deal with all of this extra. I'm sure somebody out there be like, what do you mean? Don't waste your time. This person can't do nothing positive for you. All of her thoughts are hemmed up in herself. She wants you to pay for kids that you know she ain't gonna let you discipline. And she telling you they bad. And she don't do nothing. She gonna give you love and affection. It's not the qualities of a wife, man. Missing the mark for 1,000. Or shall I say, 3 children that belong to someone else. And that's a good mark to miss. Let me know your opinion on this particular story, because I think this woman's nuts. Me particularly, I think she might actually be one of them offsprings of that narcotic from the 90s. Because she's missing things in her logic. And because she's cute, she's adopted a certain mind state. Like, number one, that she'll be able to use that forever. Ma'am, that's over with. You got 3 kids. Right now, all you are is fun. You're not wife material. You don't talk like a wife. You don't present as a feminine woman who even can take care of her home. And even more so, you admitted that by saying you can't control your own children. So again, you have situations with children's fathers, 2 boys and 2 girls. Or 2 boys and 1 girl, and you want another man to come in and, like they say, pick up the remote control. Again, don't be that guy. Like and share this broadcast. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Make sure you hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime a video premieres or is uploaded. And of course, all the other things will be in the description, of course. But this has been Zilla Perspectives. This is just my take on this fascinating story of this woman's high standard after failure. And somebody might say, well, she can't call them kids failures. Do you hear the way she's talking right now? Clearly she believes it. So, it is what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know again, like I said, what you think in the comments below. And without further ado, folks, we are